I will take this and we can take 2 links. 2 or 3 links. Let's take 4 link, F0 by 1 to F0 by 4. So but before that one, if I take any normal switch, anything, if you see this one is a switch, imagine I have one interface here. I want to assign the IP address to that interface. This is a layer 3 switch. We cannot assign the IP address to the interface until we write no switch port. Show IP interface brief. We are using this command to check the interface status. So we have this interface, so we can use this interface and assign the IP. I will write interface F0 by 1 here. Then I will write IP address. If I assign any IP, whatever IP you want to assign, you can put that IP here. And see, you will get this type of error. So what you need to do, you need to write no switch port. When you write this command, after that if you assign IP, it will accept in the layer 3, because in the layer 3 switch by default that switch is in the switching mode. So you need to write no switch port, so it will remove from the switch port, then we can assign the IP. So this one you need to remember. Even the switch is layer 3, by default it is working like a layer 2 only. Even the switch is layer 3, by default it is working like a layer 2 only. And if you want to assign IP address, which interface you want to assign IP address, that port will be switch port by default. You need to remove that port from switch port, so you will write no switch port. Then you can assign the IP whatever you want to assign. Clear or any confusion? No, this is simple. Just you need to remember this one. Like this is a switch. This is a switch, layer 3 switch. Layer 3 switch work like a router also. Layer 3 switch by default, it is working like a layer 2 only. It is working like this one only. Until and unless you enable the layer 3 feature. If you go here in this one, if you try to put here no switch port, that command will not work here. If you go in this one, this is a layer 2 switch. Here if you go, if you check what interface you have here, F0 by 1, you will go here interface F0 by 1 here, and when you write here no switch port and press enter, it is giving incomplete. You cannot put this command. If you put question mark, you have different thing, not the command what we have here. So here you cannot do. This is a layer 2, but in layer 3 you can make this switch as a router also. He can do routing, he can do switching. That is up to us what we want, ask this guy to do. He can do switching. By default it is working like a switch only, not a router. So in switch you cannot assign the IP. If you want to assign the IP inside the switch, where you will assign? You will assign the IP inside the VLAN. If you remember, if you want to assign the IP address in the switch, you will assign to the VLAN in the layer 2 switch. But if you want to assign the IP to the layer 3 switch, then where you will assign? You will assign here also inside the VLAN. But if you want to assign to the interface, then what you will do? If you want to assign to the interface, then you will write no switch port. When you write no switch port, this by default, this all ports of the switch is in the switch port, means it is pre-configured as a switch. So you will write one interface no switch port, so that interface you can assign the IP. That's all. Now okay, so that one we are doing here. As we are saying layer 3 EtherChannel, layer 3 means we can assign the IP address. That one we are calling as a layer 3. So here we will do, here you can give any name. I will write here SW1. Here I will write anything, you can give SW2, and you can remove the ports here. Ports label you can uncheck here, so it will go, you can see clearly. Okay, here 3 ports are blocked here. Now you need to do the configuration. You need to configure as a layer 3 EtherChannel. Then what you will do, you will write here switch, or you can write like layer 3 EtherChannel lab. Then here you will write switch 1 configuration. How you will do the configuration? You will write enable config t host name sw1. Then what you will do, you will write interface range f0 by 1 dash 4, and here you will not configure trunk. If you are using as a switch, then you will configure as a trunk. You are not using as a switch. Here you need to use as a router. You need to assign the IP address. So you will write no switch port. Like this you need to remember. Whenever you want to assign the IP address to the layer 3 switch, you need to go under that interface and write no switch port. And no IP address we are writing. So if any IP anything, even if you did not write no IP address, no problem. But generally we are writing no IP address also. If anyone configure any IP, we can remove. So that for that purpose we are writing. But we know this is a brand new switch, so even if you did not write here no IP address, no problem. After that you can configure the EtherChannel. You can write channel, here you can write protocol, which protocol, LACP, whatever you want to configure. Then channel, group, and group number what you want to give that one. And after that what you are giving mode. What is the mode? Active. EtherChannel will form. Then you want to assign the IP address there. So you will write interface. What will be the EtherChannel? PO1. Like this we can write, because group we are using 1. And then you can write IP address. Same way how we assign the IP address normally to the router, same way we will assign the IP address there also. And write here no shut. That's all. Any confusion here? Let's do here. Let's do, so you will have the idea. Go here. Okay. Here you will write no, and then enable config t host name sw1, whatever name you want to give, and then select the interface range f0 by 1 dash 4. So you will select the 4 interface. And here don't configure trunk. Generally we are configuring trunk. You write no IP address, no switch port first. After that you will write no IP address, else it will be the switch port, so he will not take that command. So if you see here, they are changing the port. Before it is a switch port, so they change state. So no worries, they will do automatically. Just you need to remember, you need to put this command. After that what you will do? EtherChannel. Channel, if you remember, channel protocol, which protocol? LACP you can do PHGP, you can do on mode, up to you which one you want to do. So I am showing you LACP. You can do in assignment PHGP. Okay, channel group, and here number you can give whatever number you want. If you want to check how many group he is supporting, put question mark. This switch is supporting from 1 to 48. You can give anything. You can give 48 also, no problem. So when you give 48, the new port channel which will form, it will have the number as 48. Okay, you can give anything. Mode, what mode? If you press question mark, you need to see here. You are configuring LACP or PHGP. If you are configuring LACP, you can use active. If you are configuring PHGP, you can use auto. If you are using PHGP, you will use desirable, auto desirable. If you are using manual method, then on. If you are using LACP, then passive. So we are using LACP, both side I can use active. So I can say active. That's all. It form. You can see the port channel is formed with the number 48. Why 48 only? Because I give here 48. Okay. So now I can assign the IP. I can exit, or if you want, exit and write here show IP interface brief, and you can check here where you created here. Generally we are giving 1. You can give anything. Put question mark and check what it is supporting. Here you can give different, here you can give different, no problem. But generally in the real world, what number we give here, we are giving same number here, so it will be easy for us to do the troubleshooting. Okay, so if you want to assign the IP, you will go like this: interface, port, channel, and what is the number? 48. We give 48 or what is that? 48, and press enter. You go under that interface. Now you see here you are inside that one. Before you are in the configuration, when you put this is like normal, you are writing interface F0 by 0 instead of F0 by 0. This is a logical interface which is bundle of 4 link. You go under that one now, because we want to assign the IP address, because we told layer 3 is having the IP address. Okay, so now we can do that one. So let me write here IP address right here 192.168.1.1, give space 255.255.255.0. This way we can assign the IP address. Press enter, and if it is done, you can write no shut to move up. That's all, and you can exit, and you can do the other switch also here.